welcome back to my channel, for real, for real. So we're coming at you today with a topic. What is this, Scott?
When you have an outside dog and he or she has no doghouse.
And the topic is called, We Don't Think It's Fair. Hold on, y'all. I got to get this candy in my mouth. We're going to get into it. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's something I should have did before I started the video.
This is your video.
So, yeah, that's going to be our topic. We don't think it's fair. First off, before we get into it, let me talk about this one real quick. Y'all know how I do. I don't know if anybody's going to be watching The Walking Dead this month. It's definitely coming up, and I definitely will be getting on my channel to talk about episodes that I think we need to talk about and go over and just take it in as a group, So, definitely we'll be hitting y'all with that coming up pretty soon whenever The Walking Dead starts back up. Sunday? I'm down. Anyway, let's get into it. We don't think it's fair. Number 1.
When you have an outside dog and he or she has no doghouse. Talk about ghetto. Irresponsible. Ridiculousness.
Why would you have a dog that you honestly have no doghouse for? You wouldn't want to have no house for yourself.
Even homeless people find somewhere to go. But when you purposely have a dog, he or she should have accommodations. If you're not going to keep it in the house, you need to accommodate your pet. If that's your pet, you need to accommodate it. You would want somebody to accommodate you if they got you in captivity, right?
Right. If you don't think you can afford a doghouse, if you don't think you're gonna don't get the dog. Another thing I'm just gonna sidetrack just a little bit. This is not on the list, but this is something I've always been thinking. If you have a dog and that dog stays on the leash his whole life, when he get off the leash, when he breaks off, don't sit there and think about it and wonder why did he run away. Well, now you know he's always been on the leash, and once he broke off, that joker was gone.
And just for those who don't know or whatever, or who don't care, who think just because a dog or any animal their lives are not as valuable as ours, just know that the laws are changing now. They are going to start making us switch places. All you irresponsible people with pets who don't treat them right, who neglect them, or whatever. You got all these malnourished dogs, ribs showing and all of that.
Thriller, killer, all them.
Guess what they're starting to do now? If you end up in court, you end up in front of the right judge, they're going to make you experience what you put that dog through.
Yep.
How would you like to be sitting outside in the dead of winter, whether it's snowing or not? It's just cold. And all you got on is whatever hair that grew off of you. That's it. That's all you got is the hair that grew off of you. I don't think your mustache can get big enough to keep your whole body warm.
Preach. Tell it.
Okay? And you standing out there tied to a tree with just a chain, and you got some old ghetto mugs in the house that own you, and they feeding you their grocery store food. You getting sick, you got worms, and they swearing up and down once you fall over dead is because somebody poisoned you.
Ain't that the truth? Well, you summed that up in a nutshell, because I sure thought I was gonna go in on that, but I guess you did.
That's something that bothers me. That bothers me a lot because it's not fair.
We're simply saying this: if you have a dog, treat the animal fair. If you're eating, I'm pretty sure that animal wants to eat. If you're cold, I'm pretty sure if you have a dog and he's outside, he's cold. So think about that before you decide to go get Thriller, Killer, or whatever you're gonna name him. What else? Another name?
King, yeah. Queen, Queenie, Satan, the devil, Lucifer, Princess, and all that. Them typical ghetto names,
girl,
or whatever.
You might
boy.
Okay, number 2.
When we are subjected to a child's ridiculous behavior because the parents refuse to do anything about it, and we can't say anything.
Okay, let me go in on this one. If you know your child is bad, okay, you might not want to take him to the store. That's not fair to us. Why is you doing this? You knew he was bad before you took him to the store. Okay, you should be embarrassed. That says a lot about you and how you raise your children. I understand if you got kids that got problems, but then there's also doctors that will help you out with that. Ladies and gentlemen, please stop making us go through this. Please stop taking your children to the grocery store, wherever, and they knocking stuff all off the shelves and running around. We damn near about to hit them with our carts and everything else. Your car, you about to get hit and every damn thing else because you running through the parking lot. Your mama or your daddy ain't got enough sense to say, stop running, hold my hand, do something. Please stop it. Please.
Me personally, I would never, as long as I dwell on this earth or any other planet, I would never put my hands on somebody else's kid. I would never just break out chastising them. I may try to give them some direction when I see the parents not doing it or the parents are somewhere else and the kid ran off. I might tell them, you might want to be careful. Don't do that. You can get hurt over there now. Where's your parents? That's as far as that go. I'll blow my own head off before I put my hands on somebody else's kid without permission. But don't think for 1 minute. It ain't on my mind to choke slam the hell out of him, her, and the parents. Don't think it ain't on my mind. I will never do it.
It's bad.
But
please,
because
it's
not the child's fault. It's not their fault. That's called bad parenting. It's a bad reflection on the parent.
So these are the things you might want to think about when you have your children out, to be responsible, and if you know that they're bad, leave them at home or get a
grip on them. Don't leave them at home. Get a grip on it. If you're not going to, leave them at home. But if you really feeling up to being a parent that day, get your kids. Period.
Or you could do like my mom used to do. I know all y'all remember this. Before you went to that store, before you went to that anywhere you went, your mom and dad look back at you. Okay, now listen. You get in the store, you get in here, and you act up. I'm gonna act up on you. All right, and the kids understand it, and that's the way I grew up. And when we got away from that, we got badass kids now.
Hey, what happened to It Takes a Village?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Now you can't. That's done and over. That's a thing of the past. But it is what it is. Okay, next. When somebody has a problem with how many kids you have.
Okay. I have heard this so many times. Damn, is you done? No. Stop asking. You didn't help raise the last 4. Don't ask me, am I done after the 4 I got? I might have a 5th, 6th, 7th. It's not none of your business, okay? It's not none of your business what me and my husband, let's get that straight. Husband decided to do, because this ain't just my baby daddy. This is my husband. We legally did this right, and we did this right in God's eyes. I get so sick and tired of people asking me, am I done? No. Just because you just wanted 2 or 1 child and you didn't want the ones you had, that don't come down on me for what I want to do. You didn't help for the last 4. You ain't going to help for this one. Stay the hell out of my business.
Amen. And that's that. Okay, moving right on. When somebody is always begging you for something when they have the exact same opportunity to go out and get their own just like you did.
Okay.
The only thing that's stopping them is sheer, unadulterated, raw, uncut, unspanked laziness.
Lazy. Okay, let me show y'all something. All of us usually have this. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to get real raw with it. These are eyes. These are ears. These are fingers. That's a foot. We all have those, and we all have brains. So why not use it? If you use your brain enough to beg me, you can use your brain the same way to either start your own business or get a job. Don't beg me and then swear now. You got it. Why you? Come on now. Come on.
You got a good sound mind. You got your health and your strength. A lot of people don't understand that's the blessing from God. God does not work magically when you snap your finger. You sit up year after year, day after day, going to church every Sunday. You sitting up in church, rocking back and forth, praying and all of that, or whatever, and you think and you saying you all every kind of prayer in every language you can come up with, and think that God works magically like that. He's just gonna magically, you open your door and a car sitting out there, or
What?
somebody knock on your door and magically opportunity. That's not to say God can't work like that, but when you understand God and how He works or whatever, and I'm not trying to preach, when you understand how He works, you will understand that just having a good sound mind, your eyesight, your normal natural senses that
Mm-hmm.
you were born with, and your health and your strength or whatever, that's the blessing. Now you can misuse it all you want and then mess around and be
Yep.
sitting at home with some kind of, you came down with some kind of illness or whatever. Now you praying to him, hopefully you can get some free money every month. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you could have, now when you're disabled, I say you entitled to free money
Yep.
every month.
That is
When you
true.
are disabled, I say you are 100% entitled to it. But when you got your health and your strength, get your butt up and go to work.
And hey, here's another thing. Speaking on church, when you said something about church, you go to church every Sunday and you praying to God, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. But if you're begging people, but you putting $100 in tithes, or you putting your very last, now don't get me wrong, I ain't saying there's something wrong with tithes, but if you know for a fact you ain't got no money, you don't need to put that much in tithes. I'm just gonna be quite honest with you. That doesn't make any sense, because I'm gonna tell you 9 times out of 10 with a lot of these churches, I'm gonna blow the top off of this. Let me tell you where it's going. It's going to Cadillacs, okay? It's going to house notes. It's not going to that church, honey. It's going to line that pastor's pocket. So now, this is what I want to say. Before you beg me, think about all that. Think about getting a job. Think about maybe pulling back some of that time money so you can stop begging so much.
And then another thing, just to add on to that before we move to the next, is so many different, especially for women. Men, if you got your health and your strength, good sound mind, get your butt up and go fill out an application or something. If you can put that blunt to your mouth, you can you can pick up an ink pen and fill out an application. Do something with yourself. Don't sit around looking retarded all your life, waiting on some free money or waiting on a handout or waiting to hustle and pimp the next female and
Oh,
drain her until she don't have anything left, using up all her credit or whatever. As far as women and men, really, but more so women, there is a lot in almost every city. There is a lot of resources that are designed and are out there for men and women, mostly women, that they can utilize anytime they feel like it.
just got to get up.
You got to just get up, and that's all it requires. Get up and go get it. And it's a lot of money out here. It is a lot of money out here that's waiting on you to get. You got to
Yeah.
get up and go get it. Ain't nobody gonna bring it to you. Otherwise, we all be millionaires right now.
And speaking on what he said about men draining a woman, you know, it's been my thing. What I've noticed, that they're drainer. Then when she ain't got no credit, no money, no nothing else, now you want to leave. I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is how I feel. If a man ever did me like that, and I ain't got nothing else, when that joker decide he want to get up and leave, I'm no. Where you going? No, you staying here. Okay, this is what we gonna do. Okay, I'm broke now. That's all good, cause you staying here. I know you are. Yeah. What you thought you was leaving? No, you ain't leaving. We both broke. Okay. Anyway, number what, Paul?
Anyway, when somebody without a learning disability hates on a person with a learning disability just because they overcame and prospered more than the person without the learning disability. Isn't
I,
that something?
I don't know. I have seen that so many times. I have seen that so many times, but we will cover that a little later. But I'm gonna comment on it. That is just the funniest thing to me, because what usually happens is the person will say stuff like that, hating on you, mad because of the way their life is, mad because they couldn't get that car, or mad because they couldn't get that kind of man. You know what I'm saying? So they want to pull, they want to make sure they grab the little ounce of, they know everything else in your life is good, so they want to pull the little ounce that they can and say little stuff like that. But I think you was a low ass person when you go through stuff like that. When you say little stuff like that, I really do. I think you need to turn around, take a look at your life, and say, "My God, I am damn petty."
I've seen people with all kinds of disabilities, no matter what kind it is, that still make it. And see, this goes back to the people who like to beg. You got people running around here with disabilities with no legs,
No legs.
multimillionaires or whatever. They out there getting it or whatever. But people with disabilities or whatever, I see so many people dogging them out, talking about them, laughing at them,
Trying to get
shunning them,
over on them, thinking they don't know.
trying to get over on them, you know. And the main thing is when they accomplish more than the people without the disabilities,
You mad.
they ferociously mad at them. All they do behind your back talk
Talk
about you
about you.
or whatever. They spit venom on your name so bad until it's ridiculous, and have everybody that they know and don't know or whatever looking at you like you the scum of the earth, and it ain't right and it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not
and
fair.
and the thing about it is, who really got the disability if they prospering more in every way, not just financially, not just
Every way.
materialistically or whatever, in every way? Who really got the disability? Ask yourself that. They doing things in leaps and bounds, but the other people without the learning disabilities, they got good jobs, so-called good jobs. They inching along in life still. They still chugging along. They making it, not looking down on people with good jobs because there's nothing wrong with it. But who really got the disability? You got to ask yourself that.
And to that, I just say, well, it's just something simple. If you find yourself doing that, just stop, because you making yourself look like a damn fool. Seriously, just stop it. That anytime you got to dig that deep to talk about somebody, you need to turn around and take a look at your life. Dead serious, dead ass. Yeah.
Moving right along. We don't think it's fair to always have to put your animals up when certain people come to your house, due to them having a sucky childhood and not having the pleasure or the luxury of being raised around animals.
Okay. So this is what I have noticed. And a couple people. We tend to raise our kids where they honestly, when they grow up, they have no animals in their home, because I don't know why we always think that animals are nasty and we don't want. Then when they come to my house or somebody else's house, now they screaming to the top of their goddamn lungs and they scared of it. Well, I'm not putting them like that. You should have been raised around. You should have, your parents should have showed you more. And I'm not saying you should have went out and got an animal yourself. I don't know what your situation is, but your parents should have showed you more, took your ass to the zoo or something. Okay? Because you're not about to alter the way that I live and the way that, my house is ran, because you cast with a friendly ghost.
Mm-hmm. Now, me personally, I excuse 100%. I excuse phobias. A phobia is nothing to play with. A phobia is a very unfortunate thing to be born with or to develop or whatever. But people are just like being just plain retards or whatever. Just because they didn't have the luxury of being raised around animals or whatever. I can't excuse them or whatever. Now I have a best friend. That's this dude is just he like a brother, 100%. He's like a brother to me, and blood would never make us any closer. Now he has a wife that does not like animals. Me personally, I excuse her because that's his wife. That's his wife. I excuse it. I may say, let's put the animals up or something like that, just to accommodate them or whatever, because that's my homeboy. That's my brother. That is my brother. That's my brother. That's my brother. And his wife is just as welcome as he is, as far as I'm concerned. But anybody else, I'm so sorry. Stay outside.
And I want to backtrack a little bit. We all know Casper was a little scary. I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Casper the Friendly Ghost. That's not who I meant to say. I meant to say Scooby Doo. I don't know if was it Scooby Doo?
What about her?
He was the scariest damn dog I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Like I say, I shouldn't have to rearrange the way I do my house because you scary as hell. Another thing is, stop going to people's house. Okay, you might not like a cat or whatever. You might not like a dog or whatever. Stop going to people's houses making little smart comments. I know that's not even on the list. But that's you have no home, like you have no proper etiquette. I wouldn't come in your house and talk about anything you got. If you had a roach crawling across your TV, honey, I wouldn't say nothing. I would just look at TV and act like I don't see it. Moving on.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm just saying it's proper etiquette. Proper etiquette.
We don't think it's fair when you're purposely denied the same opportunity as the next person due to race, sexual orientation, or religion, or political beliefs. And I qualify just as much as that person, if not more.
You want to take that one?
Sure do. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. I personally have been there, done that. Now, as far as sexual orientation, I am heterosexual, 100% always have been. But I never, ever have and never will look down on anybody who likes, who may be bisexual, who may be gay or whatever, or anything else that you can think of, or metrosexual or whatever you want to call it. Never have, never will. I got some good friends that are straight up gay. Good friends, and these are people I can call friends. I know some of the coolest people on the planet are gay. Okay? And so you would never, ever see or hear about me bashing a gay person because, or a bisexual person, or whatever they're supposed to be, because these are people too. That's their business. What their preference is. That's their business. That's their thing. That's their own personal thing. They don't mess with you about yours. That's even if they hit on you. You let them know, okay, I don't do that. Period. That's it. You know, and anything after that, falls under harassment just like anybody else, and they'll be treated just like anybody else then. But for the most part, these are people too.
Yeah.
Your race. Right now, as it stands, we already see that this country, right now, as it stands, is more divided than it has been in a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, but I still shouldn't get denied. I shouldn't get denied of anything that's available to the next man just because of that or whatever. When I mean the stuff, the color of your skin. Okay, apparently we still a little color coded in this country and on this planet, period, or whatever. We're a little color coded still. You got black people that don't like white people don't like black people. Different races don't like different races. Okay, so be it. So be it. Let's say this. You get a white person that don't like me. Okay, as long as they're not doing anything to you, as long as I'm not doing anything to them, there's no reason for us to be fighting with each other. Because people are going to hate no matter what. That's going to happen, and that's going to be here until the day this world stops turning. You'll never get rid of it. I guarantee it. I promise you, you won't. You can live 3 lifetimes, and it'll never stop. It won't stop until God step in and stop it. So, knowing that, and with that being said, it's best that we at least respect each other enough to just keep it moving. There's no reason to be fighting, and I didn't do anything to it. All I did was show up black. Now you don't like me. I didn't even do anything. You show up white, and I don't like you or whatever. You didn't do anything to me, so therefore, you never get that out of me. I was not raised like that. I'm not a racist, and I never will be, or whatever. You might hear me point out some things sometimes that a white person did, or that a black person did, or whatever race did. But that definitely don't classify me as a racist, and don't classify a white person if they do that as a racist. Okay? Racism is one of the dumbest things that people could have ever came up with, but it's here. Yeah. So, instead of crying and marching and pissing and moaning about it or whatever, learn to deal with it. Learn to work around it. Learn to maneuver around it or whatever. It's going to come to you from time to time, but you got to learn how to deal with it. You don't always meet everything head on or whatever. Sometimes, in certain situations, you got to be the bigger person. Until somebody put their hands on you, then it's a whole different ball game, right? But until then, at least if we was to just learn how to respect each other on this planet, this will be a much better world to live in. At least that. At least just respect each other. Leave each other alone. You'll get some people that'll probably change and be different, and learn to love each other for who we are inside, not on the outside. Because racism, I mean, I haven't seen a good outcome with racism yet. It's never been a good thing. I don't care if you on the so-called winning end or whatever, and you got your foot on somebody's neck or whatever, and you keeping them down, you oppressing them. You can't tell me every day for you is a good day doing something like that. You always gaining and prospering from doing that. You can't tell me that, because sure enough, you'll probably get somewhere, but you're not gonna prosper in the end though. It's always a price to pay for that kind of stuff, whether you black or white. I hate racism from on any end.
And another thing, also, too, people, we also have to remember that we are all God's children. We are all, equal. White, black, Mexican, we are all equal. Another thing is, this is something I was thinking, but I'm just going to say it. I think that kind of hatred is kind of hard to keep up. Do you just wake up in the morning and just say, you know what, I'm just going to decide today not to like him? That's hard. Me personally, I'm a friendly person, and I could never imagine going through the day with that kind of hate in my heart. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. It's time. Life is too short. Let it go. It's stupid.
It really is. I mean, in my political beliefs and some of my best friends' political beliefs has never stopped us from being best friends. I got white friends that I consider my brother. Blood wouldn't make us any closer either, you know. And their political beliefs are different from mine. A couple of them are Republican. I'm Democratic, but at the same time, we still see eye to eye because we put that crap to the side and we leave it alone. And then, you know, some things, that Democrats believe in, they believe in it. Some things Republicans believe in, I believe in. That's just how it is. Because, I stand neutral on a lot of stuff anyway, but I won't get into politics, none of that or whatever. I'm just gonna say, like me for who I am, and I love you for who you are. You don't even have to love. You don't even have to love me. You can just like me or respect me. I still got love for you because that's just how I was raised.
And then another thing is, if you your whole entire life you walk around with that much hatred, you got to be at some point not having fun. You to keep that up, you got to seriously be like, I'm not gonna go here, I'm not gonna go there. Man, by the time you look around, you done did all that all your life. You 80 and about to die.
You done wasted your whole
You done
life on
wasted
some
your
bull.
whole life on some bullshit.
She cussed.
Sorry.
But anyway, that's
You 80 and you ain't got no hood candy yet because you being racist. I'm gonna tell you, that's another thing we're gonna do too. We're gonna do that video. Hood candy is the best candy in the world. I tell you, I can't go on the west side and get none of them hood candies. Tell you that.
and just like me, I expect for people to do the same thing. Okay, I don't go around. You're supposed to spread the word when it comes to religion, but don't bash these people. You get Jehovah's Witnesses going out on what they call field service. Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to spread the word. Now, naturally, you're going to get some doors shut in your face because that's just the way it goes. If Jesus can't save everybody, one Jehovah's Witness, one or two, or a handful of Jehovah's Witnesses walking around your neighborhood can't either. But at the same time, show some kind of respect, man. They're doing God's work.
God's work.
Or whatever. And anybody else that come to your door from whatever other church or whatever. I mean, I've met some of the coolest people in the world that were Jehovah's Witnesses, some of the Mormons or whatever. I mean, man, these are some of the coolest people, and I want to hear everything they got to say about God because that's what I'm all about.
And I don't want to drag this out too much, but I'm gonna tell you like this: we all need to be friends. We all need to love each other because I'm gonna tell you like this. This is just how I feel. A white friend is like one of the coolest friends you can have. A black friend is like one of the coolest friends you can have. I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't partied yet till you went to a white party. Seriously, man, them jokers be lit. So
man, tell me about it.
Time is too short to be racist. A white person needs to go to a black person party. It's all fun. We are all cool people.
To the right black person.
Go to the right black person
party. And to the right white person party.
Yeah, because I have learned some stuff from them. I am telling you. So let's just stop being racist. Let's just try to enjoy each other and try to figure out more about each other's race because it is so much fun. Mexicans got a lot to offer. Cinco de Mayo be lit, baby. Yes. I don't even know. Them jokers be
I got Mexican
doing it.
relatives. I got Mexican relatives. I love all of them.
Every last one.
All of them. I love
So,
all Mexicans.
and
All Arabs. I love everybody.
yep,
Every walk of the everybody, every race on the planet.
yep. And same with
Chinese,
me.
Japanese,
And I'm gonna tell you
whatever.
something else too, because you know I like to I like to say speak my mind. Another thing is, you know, another reason why I feel like we need to love each other because little mixed kids are beautiful. We all beautiful. We all have something good to bring to each other. So
I met
let's
a
just
guy.
do more of that.
Let me say this before we move on to the next. I met a guy at one of my jobs some years back. It was a white guy. Okay, he caught a lot of flack from a lot of black people at the job because he didn't believe in the mixing of the races. Now, mind you, this guy was one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life, still to this day, and this was like 15 years ago. He the only thing he just didn't believe in was mixing of the races. This guy would literally, and I'm not joking when I say literally, give you the shirt off of his back. This guy was he has fed people, including black people. He has fed people. He has clothed people. He has done everything. His kids have black friends. You know, he even said if one of his daughters ever came home and was pregnant by a black guy or had a black boyfriend, no, he's not gonna like it, but he's not gonna stop it because that's her thing. She in love, and even if it's not love or whatever, that's her thing. He won't stop it, and he'll love his grandkids just like anybody else. This guy he caught a lot of flack with the black people. They called him racist and everything, and they talked about him, and some people even tried to start fights with him or whatever. But he had a whole lot of other black people, white people, whatever color in his corner too, and I was one of them. Because just because you don't believe in the mixing of the races does not automatically make you a racist. You got some that are, but this is one guy that wasn't, and I can vouch for him.
And another thing, we're gonna move on after this. I just want to say this: if my son, London or Dakota, ever brought home a white woman, I just truly would not care. If he brought home a Chinese or Mexican woman, I would not care. Just as long as she eat greens and hog maws, jams, pork chops, everything
he don't
else.
even eat that.
Long as she eat that. Now, if she start turning up her nose at that, we got a problem.
No, that's
but if you can get down with me with the eating, we good.
I don't care. You don't even eat hog maws.
You know what? I don't eat hog maws. But I'm going to tell you, I just put that in there. But I do eat greens. I do eat yams. I do. Baby, look at I'm a big girl. Look at that.
I don't eat
I'm big.
No hog maws. I eat greens and yams.
Yeah, so as long as she can do that,
you don't have to do that. Leave her alone.
Long as she can do that. Long as she hit that Mississippi fork. When you get them greens, you do that long as she do that. If she do that Mississippi fork and take them shoes off, she good to go. Moving on.
Okay, anyway. We don't think it's fair when my constitutional rights can be legally violated. Are you kidding me? You mean to tell me in so many words or in so many ways or in so many legal loopholes, certain things can be violated, like my constitutional rights? They can be violated, and I'm not going to even go too deep into that because everybody has seen countless videos of a lot of ridiculousness with this issue I'm talking about. When your constitutional rights can be violated. Countless videos of police bursting into people's homes and getting away with it. A lot of shooting and killing or whatever after your constitutional rights been violated. I mean, sure enough, I'm going to say this. A lot of people ain't going to like what I'm about to say, but it's just the straight up truth. I'm going to speak on me personally. Let's say I get stopped by a police or whatever. Okay. I'm going to try to comply as much as possible. I'm not going to start all of a sudden getting all, political and getting all big and bad, talking about, why do I have to get out of the car, sir? No, I'm not getting out. And then next thing you know, I'm shot dead because I want to rebel I'm just going to comply and take it up later with a report and push the issue until I get results. If I feel like I need to, if I feel like the situation was really bad enough for me to push the issue, or if I was really violated, I'll take it up later. With the police or whatever. I get my results. Trust me. But one thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna stand up there, start swinging like some kind of idiot, punching and kicking and talking. No, I'm not going. You gotta take me. Now we done fell all in the ground. I got shot all in the back of my head and pistol whip, tased. My dead body still jumping around because I'm getting tased. Look, it's just a lot of that stuff. Even though it was wrong that the police did, okay, what nobody say. It could have been avoided.
Yeah.
If you just sat down, chill, calm down, stop trying to get all big and bad just because you in the right or whatever. Just comply. A lot of times it'll go smooth. They'll if you ain't got nothing to hide, I mean, we've seen a lot of situations that go wrong because even when you do comply, but the percentage of those situations are extremely low. The odds are in your favor that if you comply and stop trying to get rebellious or whatever, when you don't need to or when you don't have to, it'll go smooth and you'll make it home that night to your family or whatever, or to your home by yourself if you're single or whatever.
It kind of goes back to what I said. I said I was gonna make a video. It's called Because I Say So. A lot of times the reason why people are saying, why do I have to sit down? Why do I have to do this? Why did I do that? Is because when you were a kid, you wasn't raised as because I say so. Do it because I say so. You know, your mother and your dad didn't do you like that. So when you got out in the streets, you thought you could do the police officer like that. And the next thing you know, something that you didn't want to happen to you, it happened. So, if you want in the home is where it starts. Tell your kids what to do. Don't explain it. When it's time to go to bed, go to bed.
A lot of lives have been lost. Um, it was very unnecessary, and it did not have to happen. If you just simply just comply or whatever, and if you feel like your constitutional rights have been violated, you take it up later with the police or whatever. File a report or something like that. Don't do it right then and there. You know what I'm saying? When you got police standing right there and then you piss them off and then somebody do something crazy or whatever, now you either dead or you sit up there paralyzed for the rest of your life when you could have avoided that.
Yep.
Moving right on. When young mothers refuse to utilize the same resources you use to get the necessities they need to take care of their child, so they constantly beg you for yours.
I've seen that so many times. Here in Saginaw, we have a lot of different places that will help single mothers and young mothers or whatever you might be, with diapers, wipes, milk, stuff like that. It's a lot of church organizations, um, uh, different Goodwills, all that type of stuff you can go to. Why don't you utilize that? Why is your first thought to say is, I don't want to get up, or I don't want to catch the bus, or I don't want. You should have thought about that before you had that baby, before you opened up the legs, okay?
Straight up.
You should have thought about that. Now stop begging me, okay? Stop it, okay? Get your ass on that bus and go to wherever you need to go to get that baby some diapers, okay? Because he ain't my responsibility. Neither is he the next person or the next person or the next person or the next person. He's yours.
Don't get it twisted. We all about helping. We all about helping. But that's when you actually need it. Not Sometimes when you don't need it, because there are resources out here for young mothers, old mothers, whatever.
Yep.
It's specifically designed for single parents. Even
Yep.
fathers can get it if you're a single parent. But you got to actually get up and go get it. They're not going to come to your door and say, hey, you need this milk for your child?
Surely not.
They're not going to come and pick you up out of the blue or whatever, especially after all that praying you done did or whatever. They're not going to say, somebody's praying. I better go pick them up. It's not going to magically happen. Get your tail, pick up a newspaper, go get some pamphlets, go to a down to DHS or wherever you need to go and get some literature or whatever. And even if you can't read, have somebody to read it for you.
It's no excuse.
There's no excuse. I've seen blind people make it.
Especially not here in Saginaw.
Deaf
it's
people
too
make
many
it.
things you could do to make ends meet here in Saginaw. Just get up and do them. You know, stop laying up having so many kids. You know for a fact you're lazy, you don't want to do that. Okay, put on a condom if you just feel like you must have sex. Okay, don't have kids and lay them off on the next person or the next person or me. You sure not gonna lay them off on me because I'm gonna tell you no, real fast. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you absolutely cannot, get to these resources, that's different. And I know it. I don't have a problem with taking you. I'd take you and sit there and wait for you. I'll do it in a heartbeat. I've done it before for years. Okay, but you got a car or you can catch the bus, and it's summertime. You can't blame it on the cold.
Can't blame it on
or whatever. And even if it's in the winter time, put your coat on. Dress the baby up. Or if you absolutely, let's say you really can't take the baby, bring him over here or whatever. But go get yours like everybody else did, because you got people in the same position you in. You got people just as healthy and strong as you.
Yep.
And even people that are not just as healthy and strong as you out there getting it. They making it. They are utilizing the resources that's designed for them. They are taking advantage of all of that, and they getting theirs, and those kids are being taken care of.
You have to look at it like how I look at it. I look at it like, I don't know if you guys heard me say this before. I think I did say this in one of my videos. I'm the bear. I'm the mother bear. And these are my cubs. You ain't gonna never see a bear in the wild say, I don't want to hunt because I'm tired.
Exactly.
I don't want to get that elk or whatever I'm going to go get because I'm tired.
And you mean to tell me some big old wild animals got more common sense than you do?
Because there's one person you don't want to see is about my kids is me, baby. I'm telling you, I am. If it's got anything to do with them getting diapers, wipes, milk, getting where they got to go, I'm definitely a warrior on that one. I tell you, I hit every 70% off sale. Anything, anybody having, any mom to mom, I definitely do that. So you should do the same.
Ain't no excuse.
No excuse.
Sorry. Not unless you're half dead and you just half dead and 2 seconds later you die. That's it. That's all.
Get it in.
Okay, last but not least, this is a good one. When skinny guys or guys see you or guys see a guy with muscles and claim he does steroids or been to prison. Little did y'all know, or whatever, skinny guys, fat guys, or anybody else, little did y'all know, they don't only have weights in prisons. They don't only do tattoos in prisons. Surprise! But me, I'm somewhat into bodybuilding. I'm mainly just a weightlifter. Bodybuilding is a whole different thing, but I'm starting to drift off into that a little bit. I'm not trying to be a professional bodybuilder or anything like that. I'm just mainly a weightlifter, and I try to take care of myself to the best of my ability, which has been pretty damn good lately. Okay. I never hate on anybody else. I'm not hating on a skinny guy just because I said that. Okay, if you're skinny, so what? You happy with yourself? Ain't nothing wrong with you. Especially if you healthy. If you fat and you healthy and you happy with who you are, ain't nothing wrong with you.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Nothing at all. You just as important as I am. Sure. Muscles do not make you any better. It don't make you any more important. It might to somebody else, but in all actuality, you not. Because there's a lot of guys that got muscles. Now, to people who like muscles, yeah, he look better than the fat guy. But guess what? It's a lot of women out there like a fat guy more than they like a guy with muscles. Some of them like a skinny guy more than they like a guy with muscles. It's as simple as that. It's all about personal preference. Period.
Not me personally. As you can see, I like a guy with muscles because I'm telling you right now, if my fat ass fall, I'm gonna need somebody that's gonna be a pick me up child. Because I'm not no skinny girl, okay? I'm gonna need somebody that's gonna be able to handle it. Cause child, there's a lot of women to handle. So you can't be skinny messing around with me, child. I tell you. If I fall on the skinny guy, I'm telling you I'm gonna kill him.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, the only roids I know about is hemorrhoids. That's it. I don't know anything about steroids. or whatever. And trust me, if I did steroids, if the people that has said that I was on steroids actually seen the difference between a guy my size that's on steroids and a guy my size is not, it's a clear difference. Okay? There's a clear difference. And you would be able to tell without even knowing, without anybody telling you how a guy on steroids look. But there's a look. I'm not going to explain all of that, whatever, but I don't need to, because if you ever saw, you'd be able to tell. It's a clear sign that this guy's on steroids or whatever. But no, I'm not on steroids. I've never did steroids. I will never do steroids because steroids mess with too much. I mean, it's too much that can go wrong, you know. And God forbid, I got little ones here. I got a beautiful wife, as you can see. And I go out here, want to start do. Let's say I do steroids. Oh, I'm going to look pretty big and jacked and all that, and be walking around.
But I imagine sex on steroids would be amazing though.
It probably would, because it keep them amped up as hell, like hell. But at the same time, what if that's the exact time when your heart pops?
Hope it don't pop.
And you in the middle of starting an orgasm.
I was gonna say you gonna need to keep that joker going.
You gonna be like, if you better die from steroids, I'm gonna kill you. It better be that, because I'm gonna choke the hell out of you if you. But anyway, no. Stop hating. Everybody stop hating. That's the problem now. We need to stop hating. Black people, stop hating on each other. Stop fighting with each other.
Not worth it.
Not worth it. Not worth it. It's never a good outcome. Somebody always end up hurt or dead every time. So stop it. I mean, I would take anybody who asks me. Ask anybody in Michigan, especially Saginaw. What do I always say whenever somebody say something about coming to the gym or talk about weights? I ask them why they join me, because I'm always looking for a workout partner. Those are my words all the time. I love a workout partner. I don't care how you look, because you can come in the gym. This is what I tell everybody too. Especially when I used to train, I tell everybody, I say, let's go get them up. Let's get it in. Let's go lift some weights. You'll feel real good about yourself, especially guys that's going through a little something, at home or whatever, with their wives or whatever. I tell them one of the best ways to relieve stress, work it out. I promise you'll feel better. You'll start looking better, especially when you see the results. Won't be able to pull you out of there. But don't get intimidated just because you are skinny or whatever. Don't hate on somebody with muscles, because little do you know, your little 10 pounds that you lift is just as important as somebody with muscles when they lifting 100 pounds. That's just as important. It makes them no better than you. The only thing it makes them is physically stronger, and that don't mean anything. It don't make them physically better than you. It just makes them physically stronger, and that don't mean that much. I promise you, it don't. Your little whatever you lift, if it's way less than what he lifted, it is just as important, because you're going to need that in order to build up, if that's what you're trying to do. Now, whatever you're trying to do in there, whatever you lift and however you do it, as long as you do it right and do it safe, that is just as important as anybody in there lifting, bench pressing 1,000 pounds. Wow. And one more thing about lifting weights. I get this all the time. This is how you know when somebody don't know that much about lifting weights. But if you don't, trust me, just ask me, And I'll tell you what I know. I don't claim to be the guru, but I do know a lot. Stop asking me how much can I bench press. Okay? That's a clear sign of when somebody don't know that much about weightlifting. Because they look at you and automatically they can look at your forearms, just the forearms, and ask you how much can you bench. Stop asking me that. Okay? That is the most, hold on, sweetheart. That is the most typical question you can ask somebody to lift weights. Because I know why you're asking that, because you define a man's strength from his bench press. When little do you know, it is less likely for you to use the two muscle groups from bench pressing that you use to bench press than it is to use your shoulders. because everything comes from the shoulders to begin with. Everything you do with your arms comes mainly from the shoulders. So you should be asking me, how much can I work out with my shoulders? How much can I shoulder? How much can I deadlift? Or how much can I, you know, military press or something like that? How much can I lift from using my deltoids or my traps or something? That's what you need to be asking me. If you just got to ask, how much can I do? Now, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be, to a lot of guys, that's gonna be pretty much like saying, comparing the old system to the metric system. You ask me something like that, that's gonna be asking me like, how many meters is it from here to that wall? You're not gonna know because you didn't study the metric system if you from America. Not that many people, let's say. The average person, they don't know nothing about the metric system. You say something about a centimeter, they won't be able to tell you how big that is, how big or small that is to the average person. You know, a lot of people know all about the metric system, but you know. But anyway, that's pretty much how that'll be. So stop asking me how much can I bench press. It don't matter. But for all those who just got to know, the most I've ever bench pressed and can still do it is 335 pounds, and I'm only 5'4".
Well, I'm just gonna add this in there. I don't want to make this video too long, but when I first met him, that's what I asked, because I want to know if I fall, baby. I'm gonna need to know that you can pick this good old 200-pound girl up. I don't need to be sitting on the ground for like 10 hours, you know.
See,
So you know what I'm saying. You know, you gotta get these hams up off the ground.
Little did you know, I won't be using my bench pressing muscles to get you up.
Anyway, those were our top 10s. We will definitely be coming at you with some more. My channel is called For Real For Real. Share, like, subscribe. If you like me and subscribe and follow me, I definitely would do the same for you.
You may even see this video, a copy of this same video, on my channel called Let's Talk.
Yeah. We love you guys. Have a safe and happy whatever you're doing. Love you so much.
Love you and love each other, please.
Yep. Time is too short.
Bye.
Bye.